What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the NBA Slate Starter podcast. I'm Eric, joined with my buddy Ryan as we break down Tuesday's 5-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. FanDuel, thank you for posting your contest at, 10 p.m. tonight? That was lovely of you guys. I'm 7 p.m. out here on the West Coast, so I'm not going to say I'm tired, but I'm always looking out for my buddy Ryan over there. Ryan, how is your night of NFL Showdown and NBA DFS going so far?
We'll see if anything comes up in first place, then it'll be a good night. But outside of that, it doesn't seem like pathway is going to happen there. Kind of disappointing result so far, I want to say. I liked Embiid and Luka. They both were. I got above the field, but I didn't get enough of Kuzma, Bridges, or more importantly, Furkan Korkmaz. That was just a miss on my part. He erupted for a career night, it felt like.
He's had a couple of these eruption offensive games, but then he adds the double-double to it, and that's kind of like double timing. I was on an NFL Showdown Monday. It's almost like, but it was a 10-game slate, and I jammed, and I was adjusting lineups the entire time I was on the show. But knowing that coming in, I just ended up with way more Korkmaz than I normally would because I didn't want to have to pivot another lineup spot everywhere over and over again. This late night hammer, though, it's just getting going. We have no idea yet. Simon's got off to a hot start. Powell's off to a hot start. All these guys feel like they're going for 50. So things are far, far from over. I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was at the top of any leaderboard here at the moment. Naz Reid especially, too. Mega chalk and mega smash here in his first rotation.
Yeah, Naz Reid is putting up a number so far. He's all the way killing it. He's up to, I think, just 13.5 fantasy points right now. But
6 minutes in.
And been fortunate to have some sweats. The chase sweat is always better than the hold sweat. Now, the hold sweat is will age you really fast. The chase sweat will bring you into a whole nother age of life. That's how I look at it.
Ryan, you've never said a sharper thing ever. I've been winning the $3 for I've been in a whatever way tie on DK for the last 2.5 hours, and I just fell 0.5. I need a Ray McLeod catch in this fourth quarter period, and I think I'm probably good because Najee Harris just keeps running. He's right now still the optimal dude here. They have Benny Snell on the field. What are we doing here? Get Benny Snell off the field. Pittsburgh, the game matters to you, but you know what matters to us? Hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that notification bell. And also, Ryan, you have some news about Spotify, I believe.
Yeah. For all those people who have been leaving us reviews on Apple Podcasts, we do appreciate that. Please keep leaving them as you tell your friends, your family, or people who haven't left a review yet, please do. But also for those who listen on Spotify, now you can leave a 5-star rating for us. You can submit that on the Spotify NBA Slate Starter page. Those will go a long way. This is a new feature Spotify has rolled out, and we just want to be ahead of the game. If you can do that, your support will mean the world for both Eric and I.
That would be amazing. You guys are the best. There's no doubt about it. These YouTube comments, these lovely messages you guys have been leaving, legitimately, like even the last week and a half around the holiday season into, between Ryan's mom having surgery and between, just me hating people. You guys have been really, really supportive, and we can't tell you guys thank you enough. But those 5-star reviews go a long way. Plus, I promise you more free rolls going forward. I'm still feeling like crap. We are going to fix and rectify all of the ills and the wrongs of my ways. Nothing Ryan did, just my fault. But either way, we are going to get into this here as Chris Boswell just made a 50-yarder. All right, well, that sweat's over. You ready to get going, my dude?
Let's ride.
All right. Oh, NFL Showdown. You fickle beast, you. To the top end of guard, Russell Westbrook is there 10-2. Along with LeBron James, you can play a point guard over on DK, of course. John Morant, 9,700, just continues to smash here on a back-to-back. His dunk today, ferocious. I don't know really what else you want me to say. It was beautiful. The guy's a freak. Brandon Ingram, 9,600. He played tonight here. Didn't he play very limited minutes? I didn't see what that final count ended up being. He was available, I know. They were always going to get schmacked by Utah. I think they got schmacked, so there you go.
He played 30 minutes and had a really bad shooting game, 2 for 15 or 2 for 16.
Yeah, and 30 minutes is limited for Brandon Ingram. I mean, you're hoping for 35 plus at a $9,600 tag there. But the guy I want to bring up, Fred VanVleet, he got activated. He put up 54 in 31 minutes. I mean, he was on pace to a zillion more. Wasn't on a main slate, I believe. It was against the Knicks in the early window of games. But Fred VanVleet, 54, him, Pascal Siakam. We got the regular crew back in town here. Are you looking maybe at him as like a contrarian 9K player? Or are you looking to spend up here at guard?
I think you bring up guys who have tournament winning upside for sure. All of those guys have tournament winning upside. I think it's fair to save some money at the guard position. There's some cheap guards. There's guys like in the next tier, guys, De'Aaron Fox and the Lakers matchup I like quite a bit. Tyrese Halliburton in the Lakers matchup I like quite a bit. Chris Paul, $7,400. It's kind of cheap for Chris Paul in a matchup versus the Pelicans. Now, you can definitely spend down here. Look, Brandon Ingram just came back from injury. Not sure if he's going to play in a back-to-back. Alexander Walker is $4,100. Kemba Walker has not been right. We've seen Miles McBride be starting at $3,100 as well. The Indiana situation, Indiana shorthanded. We've seen the guards of Justin Holiday, Dwayne Washington Jr., and Kiefer Sykes been playing a lot of those minutes because of all the guys in health and safety protocols for them. So it seems like a pretty exciting situation to spend at least one of your point guard or shooting guard spots to spend down, giving us the flexibility to spend up for guys that you rattled off. I think those guys all have tournament winning upside. Heck, LeBron James, 11-4. The guy has been a walking 70 burger over the last week. We're going to get LeBron at center again. I mean, this is fantasy goodness to the power of fantasy goodness. LeBron James is on a whole nother level fantasy-wise for us. He's just carrying that team on his back.
Fantasy goodness to the power of fantasy goodness. Welcome. We need a t-shirt of that. Just fantasy goodness squared.
There you go.
It's a terrible idea. But actually, no, it's a great idea. I love that. I'm going to say that more and more. That might have to be your new calling card. We got to start branding this thing. We got to find some go-to phrases. Fantasy goodness to the power of fantasy goodness is pretty good. You just have to rattle it off really fast. Anyway, rest of the guard position. Is there anybody you're looking to like punt with? I mean, we can go back to Nickeil Alexander-Walker at 4,100. Just that's a really low tag for a guy that is going to be playing a lot of minutes here, more than likely, or more than you would think. Maybe Ingram sits, maybe somebody else sits here in this spot, but anybody you're looking to really punt with on this slate at guard?
Yeah, I think I'm going to definitely be taking my shots with IQ. Emmanuel quickly at $4,400. Definitely think the upside for him can pan out.
Yep.
Not necessarily a punt, but it's a good option. And Evan Fournier at 5,100 is kind of cheap for just a lack of bodies around him. Like, Evan Fournier should be one of the leading shot attempt guys on this Knicks team.
I consider anything sub 5K a punt.
Okay. I guess I broke the rule there with $100 extra for Fournier, but just talking about that Knicks situation is really important.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be something we're going to be discussing a lot here. That starting lineup, Quentin frickin' Grimes, man, Miles McBride. That was the dude that just completely drove me up a wall the other day. Glad I didn't play any. I didn't really know what to do with him. I just don't like him in general. Let's keep on moving here. At FanDuel here, top end there, Fred VanVleet, 9,900, your most expensive guard. Times are different, aren't they? That's a crazy fact there. We're looking at John Moran, 9,800, Russell Westbrook against Sacramento at home, 9K. That looks nifty. Derek White, 8K. That looks less nifty, but you can probably do it. Devin Booker, 8K. Josh Hart is 8K on FanDuel. FanDuel doesn't like Josh Hart anymore. They used to like him a lot. I rostered him how many times at 5,500, 6,500? They just decided to put him just out of play for me tomorrow.
Yeah, Josh Hart became a designer brand for them. I mean, at 8K, this guy is...
this is the greatest slate starter in the history of Ryan. This is phenomenal. Keep going.
Yeah, he's definitely got that brand name pricing at 8K. There's no denying that. I'd rather save money or to De'Aaron Fox, save the same amount for Devin Booker. Russ Westbrook, 9K. If this guy like continues to have double-digit turnovers, he's going to find himself for the South Bay Lakers team. I mean, he's going to be the most expensive G League player that there ever is, the way he's been playing of late. But it's Russ Westbrook. He has 50, 60-point upside if he can just get his head straight on the court. He's just become a bad basketball player on this team. He's been a pretty bad basketball player for a couple years now. Chris Paul, 7,800. In a matchup versus the Pelicans does not scare me whatsoever. Phoenix team continues to be without DeAndre Ayton, so these guys are finding away some extra usage. To spend down here, you can definitely take some chances on the Spurs guards in Devin Vassell, 4,800. Hopping over to the point guard position, Trey Jones is also there as well. It's an exciting position to spend down, even in the mid tier. Emmanuel Quickly also just $4,700 here, and Evan Fournier 54. I'm gonna try to find a way to get at least try to target some of the Knicks in some of the definitely in some of my lineups. I just think these guys have the upside to pay out that salary with just no Kemba there, no Julius Randle. Those guys can definitely be taking some shots.
Yeah, we got to be going that direction. Denzel Valentine, congratulations. Welcome to the Knicks. Oh, I'm sorry. Goodbye, Denzel Valentine. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Was that the fastest turnaround ever? I think so.
The more fastest turnaround ever is them not. I don't think the league allowed them to sign Ryan Arcidiacono for their hardship deal. So the Knicks are. I don't know. It just came out, and the Knicks cannot have any more hardships, I believe, or something like that. It must have happened because
Villanova's finest.
Sorry.
Villanova's finest, Ryan Arcidiacono, the savior, the passer of all passers.
Yeah, that was quite the pass of the national championship game. What a sequence that is. I mean, Marcus Page's shot was unreal.
And Michael Jordan crying was even more unreal.
There you go.
Did I steal your punchline? Is that what you were going for?
No, I completely had forgotten that had happened.
Oh, yeah, no, that was the Michael Jordan crying meme, right?
Was it from that game?
Yeah. It was from the national title game.
Wow.
I'm 99% certain. YouTube, let me know in the chat or let me know in the comment section below if I'm right about that or not. But I'm pretty sure the crying came from that game.
It might have been. Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah.
Let's go to Yahoo, shall we? No, go ahead. What?
Yeah, I'm not very meme sound. I know my fair share of memes, but I'm not always aware of the origin of the memes.
You're so sharp with all the pop culture, though. I mean, you are definitely one of the hip, cool kids. And I'm definitely one of the, please, can you fix my computer for me, old gen? Like, that's where I'm at now. I've got gray hairs. They're coming in. I'm starting to die here. It's not good. Let's go to Yahoo, shall we? To the guard position there. John Morant, $40. Russell Westbrook, eternally underpriced on Yahoo, $38. Fred VanVleet, 37. Brandon Ingram, 36. Devin Booker, 34. Chris Paul, 33. I could go on and on and on here. But I really think we got to get down to the bottom here. Alec Burks, do you think he's got to start tomorrow eventually? Like, he ended up starting the second half there. Why do you want to play Miles McBride if you're trying to get your season right? And I know they want some ammunition off the bench, but Emmanuel Quickly is good enough at doing that. Why don't you just let Emmanuel Quickly do that?
Yeah, that Knicks starting lineup is going to be important. If Burks starts, you got to like that price tag at $17. Makes a lot of sense to go to Alec Burks. Spending up here, John Morant's $40. Most expensive of the guards. Here you can definitely spend down. De'Aaron Fox, 28. Chris Paul, 33. I like those guys. Even Russ at 38. He's gone up a little bit in price, but I think spending down a guy like De'Aaron Fox, saving $10 there makes a lot of sense. Desmond Bane, 24. A guy you can definitely target. The flurry of the Indiana guards are kind of cheap here as well. But I'd rather just take a shot at $10 Emmanuel Quickly than one of the Indiana guards. I would rather take my chances with IQ. Other guys who are cheap-ish, Tyus Jones is 11. But honestly, that's about it. No one really else sticks out. I think Derek White also is another guy you can target at $28 as well.
I've got a guy for tomorrow. He was my guy the other slate too because he came off the bench and I thought he might be a little underutilized with Trey Jones in the starting lineup. My guess is you probably see Trey Jones start again and he'll garner some attention at $10. And I know this guy's shooting dependent, but what do you think about Bryn Forbes as your contrarian guy here? San Antonio, they're depleted. DeJounte Murray's going to continue to be out here. That's just a spot at guard. I mean, that's when I say depleted, it's him, Bates, Diop, who's going to be questionable. But McDermott's going to continue to be out. Lonnie Walker's going to continue to be out. I think Bryn Forbes has a spot for 30-plus minutes just about every single time if he's knocking down shots. And in the event that he's not, you're dead anyway.
Yeah, Bryn Forbes, obviously 3-point upside on DraftKings. I prefer it on DraftKings more than on Yahoo FanDuel. We saw the upside game on Saturday night as he lit it up. But yeah, I don't mind going to him at all. It's he's very points dependent, scoring dependent.
Oh, totally.
So you got to hope he has a great shooting game.
Yeah, he went 5 for 10 from 3, 10 for 22 from the field. I mean, still shot under 50%. So there's some upside there. He just needs to be involved, would be the right way of saying it. If he's going to come off the bench and be the Lonnie Walker for the time being, sounds good. Even Lonnie Walker, though, has a lower fantasy point per minute rate than I expected when I was looking through it. But I digress. Wanted to talk about that. You know what else I want to talk about, Ryan? New Yahoo users, of course. That's what it is. Get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum here. That is what you guys all need to do right now. Check out Yahoo. Check out these incredible, incredible opportunities that you guys have. If you have not had a chance to sign up at Yahoo right now, you get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum when you deposit $10 or more. Play in any paid contest. So that's NBA, which we're talking. NFL, which you can find me talking all the time. Golf, which you can find me talking on Wednesday. MLB when it comes back, if it ever comes back. RIP MLB in this lockout. But MMA for sure is another thing you want to be checking out. Pete the Heat and all the guys here behind the scenes, Steve Buzzard, Alex Baker, they all crush MMA too. Check out a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum, as well as Yahoo, where they have the lowest management fees. The lowest rake is the other word for that in the entire industry, bar none. 10, 12, 15%. You will never find 15%. They're all sub 15%. So 10 to 12% is kind of the going rate here at Yahoo. Plus, so many contests with negative overlay. The $20 on Sundays, 250. So it's a 200K overlay, negative 25% management fee. It doesn't get better than this. Sign up using this promotion. Stop guessing, start winning, and join us here at Awesemo through Yahoo. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring the Slate Starter podcast. All right, buddy, let's get on over. How's the NFL panning out here?
Another Boswell bomb, it seems like. He's up to 16 fantasy points, which is a lot for a kicker on a shot on Slate.
Awesemo's tools, man. They do it every time. Just unreal. They were just in love with Boswell. Yeah. They hated this McLaughlin guy. Well, it makes sense because you need to score points, I think, or like be in positive field to kick field goals. Oh, man. Boswell, man, just a smash. Alex Baker, probably going to win it all again tonight. Shout out Millie Maker winner, Alex Baker, also known as Awesemo. Let's get to the forward spot here on the top end. LeBron James, 11 forward. Domantas Sabonis coming off of a massive throwdown there, 62.25, 39 minutes. As long as those minutes are trending up, I like playing Sabonis. I just never know what to expect. Nick's going to be a little bit slower, trudgier game, so be aware of that. Brandon Ingram priced out of this slate for me as much as I love the man. Scotty Barnes priced out of this slate as much as I love the man. But Kevin Love, talk to me. Talk to me about this because all he does is put up massive fantasy point games. Now, what's happening, though, is he's starting to play minutes. 29, 30, 29, 32. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot for Kevin Love. And if he's on the floor, he's generally north of 1.25 DraftKings points per minute. And you want him in your lineups. You need him in your lineups. But you need him tomorrow, Ryan.
See, I would like him if Darius Garland is ruled out. I think there's a small chance that Garland returns tomorrow. If Garland returns, I'd be shying away off Kevin Love. There are a bunch of guys who are cheaper than him. His teammate alone is cheaper than him that I'd prefer going to. So Love's kind of priced out for me at this moment, but that could easily burn me. Love has shown over and over this season that he can just light it up. I mean, he should be in play for Sixth Man of the Year. I don't know what the Sixth Man of the Year voting odds are right now, but Kevin Love's been pretty darn solid. But other guards, other guys in the forward that stand out for forward eligibility. Obi Toppin was gross Friday night. I think he bounced back the other night, so I don't mind going to Toppin. But Obi Toppin at 5,200, the minutes are just going to be there.
Played 45 minutes for those keeping track at home.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
RJ Barrett also 5,600. $5,500 Jalen Smith's going to be required. But the class of the position is LeBron James, 11-4, also has forward eligibility. You can pretty much roster. LeBron's going to get center eligibility really soon, probably. And there's going to come to a point where you can just roster him in every single position. It's got to happen, right?
The first ever, it would be fitting to be LeBron, the first ever trifecta. You can roster him at every position on DraftKings.
How's it a trifecta? It should be a pentfecta, right?
Well, it'd be a pentfecta, but considering it's guard, forward, and center, just make him ability to have that point guard, small forward, center.
Yep.
How's that sound?
Yeah, he already has two of them. He should get the third one by the end of the week, but we'll see if DraftKings is listening. We saw Damian Jones start for Sacramento. And we also, another guy we could probably have to touch on is probably Trevor Ariza. Stanley Johnson's contract did not get resolved for Tuesday, so he might not play for this Lakers team tomorrow. So I think Trevor Ariza might be asked to play a lot of minutes against Sacramento. So keep that in mind.
All right, Trevor Ariza. That sounds fun, doesn't it?
$3,100.
I know. It just sounds, when you said it, my ears perked up. It was not enjoyable, the feeling inside, because we've all been burned by Trevor Ariza. If you've been playing DFS as long as Ryan and I, you've definitely been burned by Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, too many times.
Too many times. We're
all
talking every team
Houston,
ever. Houston.
All those years in Houston, he would be so cheap. And
Portland,
he came around. There was a stint with, I believe, Phoenix for a hot second. I think.
Yeah. Oh,
dude, what in the world?
There wasn't OKC. There was one other team in the middle of it, and we're pretty good at naming every team.
Trevor Ariza played for the Kings as well. Right?
Kings, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was unfun.
And then he went to the Heat.
Mm-hmm. Heat's the straightforward one. Should have remembered that one.
Oh man, Trevor Ariza.
So I said it's not fun, guys. Just buckle up if you see Trevor Ariza 40% owned or something stupid like that one day. Just know that you shouldn't do it, but you're probably going to do it anyway, just like Ryan and I have too many times before. LeBron James, 11-4 over on FanDuel. We're looking at Domantas Sabonis, 10K. Pascal Siakam, this dude, man, has put up some massive games since returning, but also massive minutes, 41, 40, 34. The minutes allotment for this guy is just outrageous. And, you get Scotty Barnes back in the mix. You get some of these other guys back in the mix. Maybe he's not 9,400, but he's got a 9,400 ceiling. That's probably the right way of putting it. Rest of the position here on the top end, you got Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, 6,400. We saw him going nuclear earlier in the season before a lot of different things. Injury, then I believe health and safety protocols. We're going to see him start to ride that tag up. I would expect more 6,400, but Alec Burks, 6K right next to RJ Barrett. That makes a lot of sense to me. And then Kevin Love, 800, more expensive there. Evan Mobley, though, where you get blocks and steals. Rookie of the year, Evan Mobley, 7,500 on FanDuel, Ryan?
Yeah, definitely about Evan Mobley at that price tag. And he should be favorite to win Rookie of the Year. But Cade Cunningham's been playing pretty well. But the team's been winning in Cleveland, which has been probably the biggest surprise in all of the NBA. LeBron James, obviously, amazing. What he's been doing at center, especially fantasy-wise. Other guys that you can take your chances on, there's a flurry of options who have small forward, power forward eligibility that you should be looking at. I think one of the Knicks guys makes a lot of sense. It'd be RJ Barrett or Obi Toppin. Both those guys are in play just because of those minutes. That's something hard to fade. Those Tom Thibodeau minutes. OG Anunoby's now $6,400. Harrison Barnes has not been playing that well since returning from injury, but in the Lakers matchup, things can turn around in a hurry. Now, Jared Allen now has power forward eligibility at $7,900. I'll have interest now. I mean, having dual position eligibility. Jared Allen was just like center eligible for so long where we couldn't just roster him there. Now with power forward eligibility, I'm excited to go there. That's really about it. I mean, other guys, barring any news, the spend up options, we know they're going to crush, but it's really exciting to see Jared Allen at that power forward eligible roster position.
Yeah, that was very nice of them, considering that's probably the right way of looking at it. They're 4/5s. Who's the 5 between Mobley and Jared Allen? Whoever they say it is, whoever they guard, I guess, because they're the same kind of.
I'm gonna say Jared Allen's a 5 just because of that fro, and then Evan Mobley is a more Kevin Garnett-esque 4, I guess.
Ryan, you are just special tonight. Let's keep going. Let's round this out. Ryan's just in fuego. Got to feed the hot hand. Top end of 4. LeBron James 54 on our sponsor Yahoo. Domantas Sabonis 41. Pascal Siakam 36. So some steep differences in pricing there, but LeBron James, yeah, he's over 25% of the cap. I say that a lot, but who cares? He's going to give you lots of raw fantasy points. And with the $10 floor here, you can kind of go Starsy and Scrubsy pretty simply here. Anybody in that mid-range, though, at forward look appealing to you? We got OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, both $27. Different salary structure all over the place here. Play multiple sites tomorrow is basically the lesson that we're learning.
Yeah, I think Jalen Smith, $15 power forward eligibility. Obi Toppin, $15 as well. Devin Vassell, 13. I like that. We've seen some of these Indiana guys and guys like O'Shea Brissett, Torrey Craig, $10. And Marvin Bagley is also $10. I like going there. Guy who's been kind of disappointing without Dylan Brooks. I've been chasing it, hitting a little bit. It's just been the John Morant show, but it's Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., coming in at $24, which I don't mind if he's going to play, if there's no Dylan Brooks. RJ Barrett also 21. Pretty solid forward options across the board in all sorts of ranges, but the mid tier and below looks very enticing on Yahoo.
Yes, it does. Let's round this out here at center. We thought we were going to maybe catch the end of this game. It's at the 2-minute warning. We are not going to catch the end of this game, but that's okay. We want to focus on NBA DFS because that's all we're going to have for the rest of the week with no Thursday football. Actually, no, that's not true. Kapalua, the golf course that I literally played on my honeymoon. Did not play well. It was very, very windy, but these are PGA guys that we're talking about here. PGA DFS is back this Thursday. Get stoked. Doing a live before lock with Ben Rasa on Wednesday. Cannot freaking wait to talk some golf with all of you again. So check that out. We also have promotions going all over the place. Happy 22. Get that $20 for Awesemo Plus. That's the right promotion, correct?
Go to awesemo.com/promos. Promo code 2022. Happy 22 is the year-long promotion. Okay. Promo code 2022 is $20, and you'll get 22 days of Awesemo Plus. Does not get better than this. Best believe to sign up before it's gone. It expires Friday, so definitely get in there.
Love it. Thank you, Ryan. Just wanted to double check on that. Always helps to ask the main dude over there as opposed to, just doing the promotion off the top of my head. Even though I did like 3 shows today, you'd think I would know it by now. Whatever. Center we go. Top end. Domantas Sabonis. He's forward eligible. Center eligible. 9,900 there. But JVal, 9,300. I was very curious what those minutes were going to look like today against Utah. Played 30 minutes. They lost by 11. That was always kind of going to happen here, but good to see him back in the mix. We'll see if he plays on the back-to-back. If not, you know what to do by now. You know what to do. His name's Willie Hernan-Gomez. Pascal Siakam, center only 8,700. Jared Allen, center only 8,500. Just kind of difficult there, but we got Miles Turner here, 6,800. And I feel like he's been a talking point every slate because he's playing big minutes in competitive games. 37, 36. He has a weird 18, but he had foul trouble like crazy. Had foul trouble last game. Still got to 37 minutes. So I'm telling you right now, Miles Turner, 6,800. I would expect he's popular, but I don't really care. I think he's a smash in this spot up against the Knicks. It's going to be a slow game. Fits kind of into Miles Turner's MOs here. But what are you thinking about him and the rest of the center position?
So, yeah, I think he's a great play. Their team's shorthanded, and Turner has a serious upside in a matchup versus the Knicks. I think around that similar price tag, you can save a little bit and go to Jalen Smith. Keep in mind, I think the Phoenix did sign Bismack Biyombo. If Jalen Smith were to play poor against Valanciunas, they can throw out Biyombo, which doesn't help Jalen Smith's, coaching upside if he was going to get pulled. A guy who's really popular last slate and didn't get really priced up is Damian Jones. Mm-hmm. Damian Jones is 4K. Now, let's talk about this Kings-Lakers situation. We've seen LeBron at the 5, and we've seen the centers just get played off the court because of this. And that can easily happen. We can potentially see LeBron versus Harrison Barnes at the 5 throughout the whole game. And I think that it's tough to predict what Gentry is going to do in that situation, but I definitely can see Damian Jones getting played off the court a little bit. But he played well, so I think we might see Gentry just try to ride it out and try to hopefully he can contain LeBron James. Good luck with that. Jakob Poeltl also $6,100 in a matchup versus Toronto. I like going to Poeltl.
You could see some Harrison Barnes, some Chimezie Metu at the 5. You could see some. Do I even say no? Mo Harkless won't play. He's not going to play. Don't even say that, Eric. Be Mo Harkless. I just wanted to do that. Of course, I don't really have anything else there at the center spot. It's not a very good position as opposed to it like what it normally is. I guess you have Precious Achiuwa down there at 4,100. He played 18 minutes. If you were to get like 24, 25 minutes of him at 4,100, we've paid more for Precious Achiuwa here on this podcast. I can tell you that much, or at least I have. So there's that. That's all I got for you. Let's go over to the center spot over on FanDuel. 10K Domantas Sabonis, Jared Allen, 7,900. All these guys, power forward / center, we already talked about. But then Jonas Valanciunas, 7,500. I think knowing that he played 30 minutes tonight, if you were to project him for around the same again, getting the matchup of Jalen Smith tomorrow, I would really like him, 7,500. It's so long as he's playing. Jakob Poeltl, 6,100. That also looks very, very intriguing there. 36 minutes, an absolute smash last time for that tag, I suppose. I mean, 36.9, 6x, kind of a smash, right way of saying it. Steven Adams, the tag came up here, but you started bringing up that Sacramento situation, and I mean, we just got to be on high alert. It's literally the last game of the night, so if Damian Jones isn't starting, you're in a lot of trouble at that 4K tag. Alex Len, he's going to probably be available here. There are a lot of things that can happen. Have some roster spots in the event that you get to some Damian Jones or something else, because you might need to be pivoting out of it. But Ryan, talk to me about center on FanDuel.
Yeah, center on FanDuel, I mean, I'll start off where you left off with Damian Jones. He's 4K, and it's dicey play, I think. He's going to be very popular. We'll see what the ownership really comes out to. I'd be rather to say spend an extra $2,100, go to a Jakob Poeltl. Mitchell Robinson set to return $5,400. I think Tibbs will roll him out for all the minutes he can handle. The Miles Turner matchup, Turner checks in at 7,600. I like Jalen Smith just because he's been playing well, and I think has earned the trust of this coaching staff. You've touched on it multiple times on the Slate Starter, him being the first. He was the 10th overall pick, and you didn't get that third-year option picked up. I think he's the first one to not get picked up since Joel Alexander was drafted by the Bucks.
Who, Ryan?
Joel Alexander.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, good Lord.
Yeah, I think he was like also a top 10 overall pick. So it really barely happens, but he's been playing well where they might be having some second thoughts. But I think they'll be fine if they choose to re-sign DeAndre Ayton. Other guys, it's a very rough position. Evan Mobley has center eligibility. He's just in play just because of how rough the center position is. And Jaren Jackson Jr. as well.
Yeah. Oh, man, this late night hammer is just going completely bonkers. You are not going to believe the amount of fantasy points that have gone down in these 3 games in the late night window. Good freaking goodness. Also, we've got a minute 25 of the NFL game. Ryan, I say we get out of here with Yahoo. Let's go to the center spot, round this out. Jonas Valanciunas, we got to watch some sports here. $32 for him, $30 Jared Allen. 24 for Kevin Love, 24 for Miles Turner. They are begging us to be playing some of those guys here, but Damian Jones down at $12. Once again, center position on these one center sites, you kind of still got to get it right, but it doesn't look nearly as enticing as most nights. That's for damn sure. Who's your favorite over on Yahoo to round it out?
I mean, it's going to be Valanciunas at 32.
Yeah.
Probably not a hot take. And Miles Turner at 24 is probably the 1B to that 1A. That's really about it. And if we get no Garland, Kevin Love will be in play as well. It's a rough position where you could sprinkle these guys in and out, and I'll have no issues whatsoever. Even Poeltl at $22 has upside. We saw it the other day. It's an ugly, ugly position. So keep in mind.
Keep in mind, everybody. That's going to do it for us today. Ryan, fantastic job, per usual. You're appreciated. Any final words for the people as we get out of here?
Yeah, thanks so much for yet another NBA Slate Starter. 5-game slate. Please do leave those 5-star reviews on Spotify and Apple. They'll go a long, long way. And go to awesemo.com/promos. Do not miss out on the best promos of the year to kick off this amazing 2022 year.
He's Ryan. He's very calm and collected. I'm Eric. I'm about to go very manic as we sweat the end of these games. We'll see you guys later.